Hello and welcome to this video, and this video is going to be a very contentious video. I didn't want to go there, but even I, in the history of this channel, have championed Dolly Parton. I come on here and said, I love Dolly Parton, I think she's great. Because everybody loves Dolly Parton, don't they? Or do they? Why do we all love Dolly Parton for? Why? Why do we have to say she's great? In reality, I don't think she's that great. In reality, I think she's rubbish. Dolly Parton is rubbish, and on this video I'm going to do the iconoclastic thing of challenging, the mainstream narrative, which seems to be universal on this matter, and I'm going to explain why I think in reality Dolly Parton is rubbish. Now, let's start with Whitney Houston's version of that song that went to #1 for years and years, didn't it? Do you remember? That was written by Dolly Parton. She actually wrote it for a film called The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. When she did it, it was all right, it was okay. She's not a bad songwriter. But when you drop it into to a voice like Whitney Houston's, you get, and I will always love you. Oh, I mean, if you look at it, when I sing it, you suddenly realise the bloody decrepitness of the songwriting. I will always love you. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, is it? It's not bloody Steely Dan, is it? Really? Think about it. A few chords, bloody drony voice, and what she's saying, I will always love you. I mean, this is like trite. It's like trite. It's the sort of thing your nana'd like, isn't it? Now, Dolly Parton's a load of rubbish. She is an absolute load of rubbish. And I can't believe that, nobody will point this out. You're right, Lionel. Are you all right, Lionel? What's the matter? You're being naughty. No, I'm not. I'm doing YouTubing. Yeah, but this isn't right. Why? Because I'm having a go at Dolly Parton. Exactly, that's not right. You shouldn't be doing it. Well, I got it with sport. To be honest, Lionel, I thought, there's, do you know about like the algorithm, how it's changing us YouTube? I don't care about the algorithm. Your viewers deserve more. I'm going to have a good look at them and have a look at them. There's loads of them here. Why is there loads of them here to watch this video? Well, this is the thing, Lionel. You don't seem to understand that if I go, I hate somebody, right? Everybody who likes them, right, will go, oh, I can't have this, and they'll have to click on it. And then they all click on it, and we get more views. It doesn't matter about more views. You should have some morals and some standards. I know, but the thing is, you got to understand, I got to feed you, Lionel. I got to feed the family. It's dog eat dog out there. Dogs don't eat dogs. I could eat a dog if I wanted. You couldn't you? Yes, I'm at the top of the food chain. I'm an apex predator, so I could go and eat a dog if I wanted. So can't you say lion eats dogs? You wouldn't eat a dog. Well, no, because you feed me. Well, that's the point, Lionel. What you trying to say? I don't understand. I got to feed you, Lionel. I've got to feed you and my kids, and sometimes you just got to come out here and give them what they want, which is saying you hate someone. And I got up this morning and I thought, who would be the worst person to hate? And I thought it's Dolly Parton, isn't it? Well, of course it is. I know, so I thought I'd come on here. Then I came up with an argument that she's not as good as everyone makes out, Oh, that's not very nice. Well, the thing with Dolly Parton is, right, she's quite a nice singer, but she ain't bloody Whitney Houston. But the thing about Dolly Parton is she's like a blonde bimbo, and she's she's got a big, big. What you going to try to say? Watch what you're going to say now. I won't have you coming out with these objectification of ladies in the way you. I was going to say she's got a big following. Oh well, that's all right then. Yes, she's got a very big following, which is probably undeserved, Lionel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, do you hate Dolly? No, I love Dolly. Well, what you saying for? What? How could you do that? How could you be like that? That's not right, Andrew. You're being really. It's not morally right. And the people who have a go at you in the comments, they're right. And they're not. I've got a job. I've got a job to do, Lionel. No, but you can't sacrifice you cannot sacrifice your moral position just to get views. It's just clickbaitery. Is it? Yes, I think so, Andrew. I think you're wrong. And I think you need to think about what you're doing. I expected more from you, really. I did. I know, but I pay for you to exist. I'm the one who gets you your bloody, your gazelles to eat. It's hard to get a bloody gazelle. I know, and I appreciate the gazelles you provide for my dinner. But in the end, it doesn't matter how many gazelles you provide. You shouldn't be doing this on the online. It's not right. It's just hate, and hate's negative. I know, but negativity seems to work on here. I know. You should be able to see things more clearly. I mean, you've got some new glasses. Surely you could see things a bit more clearly. Did you like that, the way I brought those in? Yeah, I know, because people are going to be noticing my new glasses. It's that sort of thing. And they're going to take the mickey out of me. But they're wrong as well. Well, will you tell them? Don't just have a go at me. Right, you lot. Listen to me right now. Andrew's got some new glasses and he's not confident about them. I know it because he thinks you lot are going to have a go at him. I've seen you all. I'm looking now and he's not right. So you say something nice or say nothing at all about his glasses and I'll have a go at him about saying nasty things about Dolly Parton and doing all that rubbish because that's not right. All right then, Lionel. Part of the reason why I rescued you from the Serengeti, where you were having to have that sort of subsistence existence out there. Don't tell him about that. They don't need to know about that. Well, I will tell him. See, Lionel here, is I was out in the African plain, as I do, doing a bit of research into Fela Kuti or something like that. I don't know what I was doing there. And I saw this pack of lions, and they saw me. Didn't you? Like you're in your pack? Yeah, we did see you. And I think they wanted to eat me. Yeah, we did want to eat you because we're really hungry, So they came pouncing over. Lionel comes pouncing over and he grabs me to the ground and he was just about to bite my leg. Weren't you about to bite me? I was going to bite your leg. And I said something about Van Morrison. Yes, you did. You did. You said, why aren't you doing this to Van Morrison? He's more pudgy and pig-like than me, and there's more tastiness. And I said, that's really not right. You criticising Van Morrison in the way that you just did. And I said, it's not right. Why are you being so mean? You did say that, and then I explained I was a YouTuber. You did. And I said, and I've got to be honest, with you wanting to eat me at that point to try and stay alive, and I thought, well, I can probably bring you back to the United Kingdom and give you a home, and I'll be able to feed you, through the success of my YouTube. But you have to understand, when you go and go and hunt down like some innocent YouTuber who's just happens to be crossing the Serengeti. Yeah, when you do that, that's not very nice as well. I know, but we have to stay alive. That's what I am. I'm a lion. I have to do roaring and things like that. Watch. Roar! Roar! You see, that's a part of me as well. Yeah, but that is a part of me, and you have to do your job, don't you? And you have to like keep the thing going, don't you? And why do you keep it going? Well, because we have to look after the pride. I'm very proud about my pride. I've always said that. I'm very proud about my pride. I said I have a lot of pride in my pride. I'm proud of my pride. That's what I am proud. It is good to be proud of you, and I'm proud of my YouTube channel. Well, you should be. You've done a lot of good things here, and you've got a lot of people here. But I think they're all very naughty. Do you think they're naughty? Yeah, because they just like it when you get really angry and you shout. Well, the thing is that when you held me to account in the Serengeti, I thought, I'll bring him back. I'll give you a name. I called you Lionel. I like that name. Yeah, because it's got the word lion in it. Yeah, it hasn't it? It's like Lionel's got the word lion in it. I think that's really good. Yeah, I like that as well. Yeah, it is good. So I called you Lionel, brought you back here. You're a new addition to the channel. And really, you're like my conscience. So, have you ever seen the film Pinocchio? No, what's that? What's the Pinocchio? What's that about? Well, it's about this bloke, and he makes toys. Yes, and he makes a wooden toy. Oh, does he? What's it of? Well, it's like a little boy. Oh, that's nice. I quite like to have a toy like that. Yeah, no, that's not the point. Because then this bloody big blue angel arrives. What, like a blue angel comes in through the window? That's it. But does her spells like fairy godmother? Yeah. And she makes him alive, but nastily, and I've never quite understood this, doesn't make him into a real boy. Yeah, we want to be a real boy, because if he was going around pretending to be a boy when he's not a boy, it was going to be nasty to him. I wouldn't like that, and that's exactly what happens. So he goes on this odyssey to try and become a real boy, but he's accompanied by this little cricket. What's a cricket? Like a game of cricket. No, he's not followed around by a game of cricket. He's not trying to dodge his bloody... I mean, because he's made out of wood, they could have used him as the stumps. Yeah, they get confused, especially if they lost their stumps. They might use Pinocchio as their stumps. Exactly, so it's not that sort of cricket. So if you remember that, Lionel, you'll know I not mean the game cricket, I mean the animal cricket. You know what the cricket... Oh, yes, I know those. When we were at the Serengeti, they were always chirruping at night time, just as dusk. I'd have eaten something like a gazelle or something. I'd be sat there having a nice relaxing, and we used to do this, and I would lie down, I'd be like sleeping, sleeping like that, doing a bit of snoring, and in the background the crickets would go, do you know what I'm saying? They'd be all going like that in the background. That's what they'd be doing. Yeah, and that's quite relaxing, isn't it? Yeah, well, this cricket wasn't like that. He was like the conscience of Pinocchio, because Pinocchio, to be a real boy, has to develop a conscience. What's a conscience? Well, that's the thing. That's that little voice inside you that goes, hang on, Andy, you shouldn't really be having a go at Dolly Parton, right? And so I would have like an internal argument in my head. What do you mean, like you bonkers? Not quite like I'm bonkers. It would be like I'd say, right, I need to do a video today and get loads of views, because I've just done a video on the 11th house. Who's the 11th house? Don't worry about the 11th house, right? Even with this video, a lot of people watch this and they're sat there thinking, what the hell am I watching? What is Andy doing here? But what I'm doing is I've drawn them in by saying I hate Dolly Parton. They're here right now. But to answer their accusations, even though they're here watching, ready to have a go at me, I am going to have an internal dialogue with myself about the reasons why I do this stuff. Is it just for clickbait? Is it just for clickbaitery, or is it just for something else? Why? I mean, surely me being me, there's some greater motive for why I do this. I wouldn't just do it because I'm far more too intellectual to be Lionel. What's going on? Where am I? Am I in the I was having a dream. What were you dreaming? I was dreaming that there was in the dream. I was really good because I was sat out in the Serengeti, everybody, waiting for a YouTuber to come along, right? And then I was sat there, and like Danny Sapko came and walking along. Do you know Danny Sapko? Yeah, I know Danny. And I thought, shall he get him? And I thought, nah, he's not big enough. He's not worth me having to run round for, really. And he looks like it could be quite juicy, but there's not enough there to go round, so I didn't bother letting him go. But then you had Rick Beato come along. Really? Rick Beato came along in your dream? Yeah. And he looked a bit old and stringy, but he had a load of people working for him, like video filmers and editors and other people running around making him coffee and wiping his brow and stuff like that. Were they doing that? Yeah, and I thought I could have a whole lot of them. That'd be great. I thought I'll have Beato. I like to eat him because I do like a juicy YouTuber. But the other ones I'll just give to the kids and that would be all right. Oh, but that was a lovely dream, wasn't it? It was very much like a good dream, yes. But it's not right going and killing YouTubers. No, it's not. But you had to do it, didn't you? Yeah, I did have to do it too. It's dog eat dog, except that dogs don't eat dog. They do. And I would eat a dog if we've been here now, Lionel. Come on, let's try and get back on track. So I would have. I'm sorry to bore you with the more philosophical aspects, but the philosophical aspects, it won't bring them here, right? That is not the milkshake. Milkshake, yeah. Now, just let me finish, right? That's not the milkshake that brings the boys to the yard. What's the matter? What are you talking about? You know, Lionel, my milkshakes bring the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours. And damn right. You're a weirdo, you are. I know I am. It does cross my mind, you know, especially when I get up in the morning and end up doing something like this. Well, this is either work or it doesn't work, won't it? You know. But anyway, that internal dialogue, I have decided quite cleverly to embody it with another, you know, genius move equal to the bloody rock and roll telephone, equal to all the sorts of clever things I've done on this channel to sort of exemplify certain, you know, things that go on when you have a discussion and try and try and talk about the arts. No, just wake up. I know it's boring. That's the problem, you see. I want to talk about interesting things, Lionel, but they're not interested in these more intellectual things. They don't want to know about the 11th house or the subject-object dichotomy in aesthetics. They're not interested in that. They're interested in hate. Really? Yeah, that's what they like. Really? Yeah. They're all here now watching this. And I think a lot of them will be felt like they've been brought here by false pretenses because they wanted me to hate Dolly Parton. Really? Yes, this is the truth. This is the truth of it. Listen to me, Lionel. I'll try to explain it to you. They wanted me to hate Dolly Parton. They wanted me to be wrong. They wanted to come on and then shout at me in the comments why I am wrong for hating Dolly Parton. And they turn up in droves. And I'm like you. On my sort of cultural Serengeti, which is the modern world at the moment with the sort of post-industrialisation, you can't do a normal job anymore. I can't get a job anymore. So I've had to come on here and do this. And to feed my family, this is what I have to do. I'm here doing this. And beyond that as well, I'm trying to be better than the other YouTubers by, really resorting to puppetry. Puppetry? What's puppetry? That's where you get like a puppet. Well, a puppet's like, you see, we're all puppets in a way. What do you mean we're all puppets? I'm not a puppet. No, yeah, you actually are a puppet. No, I'm not. I'm a lion. Well, I know you're a lion. I'm a lion. You can't deny who I am. How do you know you're a lion? Because I think I'm a lion. Do you think you're a lion? Yes, ask me. Okay then, Lionel. What are you? I'm a lion. How do you know you're a lion? Because I think I'm a lion. So what you're doing now is you're embodying the subjective. You're right. You're seeing your viewpoint from your point of view. You're not able to get outside and take a God's eye view of who you are and realise that I haven't got my arm up your bottom, right? That you're a puppet. I'm not a puppet. I don't even know what one is. I know. Let's leave it at that. So. I suppose the point I'm trying to make, Lionel, is that the objectivity that I try to have will take me to a certain point where I might say things that people will disagree with, and those who disagree with me are often coming from a point of view which they believe that their viewpoint is valid because they are coming from the subjective. Do you understand that? No, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's fair enough, isn't it? So that's the point I wanted to make. I suppose you've done that. But I tell you now I'm here. What I'm going to do is, if you do start saying some nasty things and you're not kind, then I'm going to come and tell you off. That's fair enough. That's what you hear. So really, this video was not about Dolly Parton. It was more to introduce you as an idea, as a new thing, you know, because I don't want the world to think I'm a nasty person. I know you're not a nasty person, really, because I know you. You were always trying to get me my gazelles and keeping me nice, and then I bet you my favourite thing you do. What's that? You know, when I can't get off to sleep because I'm having the nightmares. Yeah, I know that. You're terrible, you going off to sleep, aren't you, at night? I am, I don't like it. I was watching some stuff on YouTube about the climate change, and I thought, I don't want it to get any hotter because I'm all furry, and it's hot enough as it is. I don't like the climate change, and I got really frightened. And so I thought, can't sleep because we're all going to get hotter and hotter until everything catches fire. And then what will we do? Well, I ain't so worried about that because I'm like, you know, I'm only 60 years old. So as long as we can just drag out enough bloody the climate we've got, you know. Yeah, but I'm younger than you. Yeah, but you're a lion, you don't live as long as me. Don't I? No. And that's if you were an actual lion, which you're not, you're a puppet. So your existence is entirely about me willing you to be. What do you mean, me? You willing me to be? That's what's going on here. It's a very complex aesthetic issue. That's what a puppet embodies, you see. I mean, many people are going to say, why is it when I do this, I don't attempt at ventriloquism, but it's like a Brechterian alienation effect I'm using. It's not. You've just stolen it off Harry Hill. Well, there's that as well. Yeah, there's that. No, anyway, what I'm doing is I'm laying the groundwork so that when I do feel that I am being too nasty and maybe just doing it to get the views, perhaps just saying something that's a little bit too controversial, just to get them in here watching, you will be there to save the day with your subjective phenomenological view of the world, which is based upon kindness, which actually should exist, but not totally. It shouldn't be universal. It should be balanced by the idea of objectivity. Do you understand that? I suppose so, but what's all this got to do with Dolly Parton? Well, nothing really, because the funny thing is, if you think about Dolly Parton, who doesn't like Dolly Parton? So I'm going to say it to you. Yeah, you tell him, Andrew. You're watching this. How many here don't like Dolly Parton? No, that's not the wrong. That's wrong. When I come on here and say I hate Neil Young, I know some people will go, I agree with you, Andrew, and other people will go, no, you're wrong. There's a discussion. But how many of you hate Dolly Parton on here? No one's going to hate Dolly Parton. No, nobody does. So, ironically, I've chosen someone that does seem to have a universal appeal, thus showing that music is more objective than we think. What do you mean? I don't know what you're trying to say. Well, there's a lot of people out there that think that music... The beauty of music is you. Like, you think you're a lion. If you think something good, it makes it good. Now, that's not entirely untrue, but it's not entirely true, because there's examples of stuff which is objective. It's not universally objective, because you can't have that in human existence. It's always a balance between the two, but we're unable to balance those two things. So that's why we have the arts, you know, Lionel. That's why we... Lionel, what were you talking about? You were talking about something that was objectionable. Yes, all right then. Well, so I know you don't really get my arguments, do you? Not really. It's just like you're talking gobbledygook, and it's just like a load of rubbish, like loads of words just coming out of your mouth in a stupid way, right? And I think that actually they've come here because they don't like you, because you're saying nasty things about Dolly Parton. But I bet you £1 million that they all love me. All right then. Let's test it in the comments. Yeah, get them to say it in the comments, because, you know, Lionel, if they say it in the comments, if the video doesn't do too well, YouTube will go, and not many people are watching this, but they are, and the people who are watching it are really bloody engaged, because they're in the comments saying, and they'll bang it out. That's all you care about, isn't it? Well, yeah, because I'm like you. This is the great balance that I'm trying to embody on this video here. I'm trying to show them that I do have to come out here and get the views. That's my job. through hell and high water. And, it's like maybe I overstep the mark every now and then. But I have thought about it, and rather than, just try and play devil's advocate, what I've done is I've invented someone that I've willed into being a little lion, a regal fellow, but a little regal fellow, because that is quite compelling to have something which is at the top, like the apex predator on the hierarchy, because it's all about hierarchies. But you're a nice, cute little lion. You see, I am very cute, aren't I? Yeah. You are very cute, you see. And so that there's a sort of there's a pleasant. You like that? Oh, that's it. Oh, it's really nice. You've got it just right there, Andrew. Hey, could you just do one the front now? Oh, that's really. Sorry. You're just doing this to fill up time now. I am really, because I never do less than 30 minutes, because it's not bloody worth it. I need to get a few adverts in here. You see, this is the thing. But I've tried to address all this on this video. I've tried to address it in a way that is funny and quite entertaining, and I've introduced you, which you'll be like my Jimmy Cricket, you see, like Pinocchio. I understand it now. I didn't get it before. So what you're saying is, if you watch the film Pinocchio, then I'm like Jimmy Cricket, and the reason why you've used that as a metaphor, is that the word for it? Yeah, metaphor. The reason why you've used that as a metaphor is because your nose is big. What are you saying? Well, you've got a very big nose. You're being nasty. I know. I like your nose. I think it's nice. I think it's very nice. Okay, well, I think it's a handsome nose, and I wasn't having a go at it, but you have got a big nose. I have got a big nose, and you do need to accept the fact that you've got a rather large conch. Pardon? You've got a big conch. Well, there's a million lines I could put in here, and I'm not going to, viewers, because I'm going to end this video here. We're showing you that there is a point where it does go too low even for me. But from now on, when I am doing these videos where, I'm, being a bit hateful, Lionel here, my little friend, what was that then? You did a funny voice. I went, my little friend. The other thing that's good about you is that if I do something stupid like that, I can then explain it. Well, explain it. Well, it's what Al Pacino says. He says, say hello to my little friend. What? Who was it? What was his little friend? Was it like a dwarf or something? No, he's a bloody gun, because he's about to shoot everybody. Ooh, I wouldn't say hello to that. If he had a gun, I'd run away. Well, he's and this is not the point. But having you here, it means that certain things that I say, I can then explain for the more thicker ones who didn't get it. But most of them are going to get that. Maybe the young ones won't get it. Oh, I see. It's very complex. It's YouTubing, isn't it? It is very complex indeed. So anyway, I think we're at the end of the video now. So I hope you enjoyed Lionel. I love Dolly Parton. She's an incredible songwriter. She's got so much charisma. She puts across her image of being a bimbo, which allows her to operate on a very high level without her falling into that sort of liberal elitist sort of we are clever and I'm Neil Young and I'm all doing clever songwriting type of thing that I can't stick. Dolly Parton's the opposite of that, and I love her to bits. And she's now, like, what is she, 80 years old? She seems to have disappeared from view a little bit. I wonder if she is not that well and is getting a little bit older. But I think rather than this being a hate fest for Dolly, it turned out to be the love for Dolly. So I send my love out to Dolly Parton and love her to bits. She is one of the true greats of the 20th century in terms of all of it: artist, musician, songwriter. And Lionel, you love Dolly Parton. I love her. I love her so much. What's your favourite song? I like the one about the butterflies. Love is like a butterfly, a nice little butterfly. Lovely little butterfly, he's got some lovely wings. Love's like a butterfly, it goes fluttering round and says bye-bye. It goes buggers off and doesn't let you look at his lovely wings. Love's like a... All right, Lionel. I mean, they're not getting the lyrics totally right there. Well, I just like making it up. Well, I think they got it. But I did enjoy that. Did you enjoy that? I hope you don't bring the old bloody copyright down on me, or we'll have to mute that. You know, we'll have to get the old YouTube editor to mute that. And then they'll just wondering why you're going... You know, but that's the nature of it as well. I've covered a lot of things here with Lionel. He's been able to show you there's a lot of bloody hoops we've got to jump through on here. But we're done now, aren't we? So, Lionel, as you're here, you know what I told you to say? What was that? Well, did you tell me something to say something? Yeah, I said when you come on, if you say it, it's going to have more effect. Remember what? What did you say? Come here. Oh yeah, I remember it now, yeah. Oh yeah, you said you're going to say it and just like make out like you were saying it. Well, I was saying it, not you. Yeah, okay then. Yeah, shall I get out of the way and you can finish it off then? Yeah, you go out the way and I'll finish the video off. Okay, everybody, can you like and subscribe to this channel? And if you want to go become a Patreon, there's links down below there. You could like and subscribe. You could become a Patreon. But most importantly, if you feel that you've got a few pennies in your pocket and you don't know what to do with them, why don't you go and visit Andrew's PayPal tip jar? Because he says that the gazelles come out of that money. And if they don't put any money in, I won't be on gazelles and I'll just be on Whiskers, which is a cat food. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. And no bones in it. Not nice. Anyway, bye-bye everybody. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.